Hi everyone, welcome back to Careers Joy and Sorrow for every industry. My name is Serene and I'm the host for this episode. Today our guest lecturer will be Dr. Wong to share with us his experience in entrepreneurship. So for your information, Dr. Wong Hong Chow is one of the business lecturer expertise in business management and entrepreneurship. So hi Dr. Wong.
Yeah, good morning.
To kickstart our conversation for today, can you tell us a little bit on your journey on becoming an expert in business management and entrepreneurship?
Okay, let me start that very briefly to introduce my career path. So, in fact, before I become a full-time lecturer or become an academician, I have been in the corporate for 15 years. So mainly in the financial industry line. So I with the MBF card services under the MBF group. For those who are young enough may not know what is MBF. Well, MBF is one of the bigger finance. MBF finance is one of the bigger finance. Maybe before 1997. Right. So 1997, I know. Those old enough to know that there are Asia financial crisis in 1997. Under the MBF group, also other than MBF Finance, they also have a MBF card services. It's a issue a credit card. So MBF card is one of the bigger issued credit card at that time. Right, at that time in 1990 something, right before Asia financial crisis. Right, I've been there around 8 years. Right, as a and also as a regional manager, right, look after the market based on market Swamban and also northern area of JB, right. So then after that, I've been work before in the Standard Chartered Bank, SSBC Bank, AIG, American International Group, right. Some is a insurance industry, some is also the credit card industry. So, roughly about 15 years I've been this financial institution, and after that, of course, I have my first qualification is a professional qualification. I'm the Chartered Company Secretary. I also have a Master of Business Admin and also the Doctor of Business Admin. So I also teaching in Utah, University of Tunggal Laman for 14 years plus. Right. So why I go to the academician line is because I can foresee the trend in the financial industry whereby they are getting more and more competitive. One of this is because of after the Asia financial crisis, I think the economy may not be performed that well until today. So just for your information, before Asia financial crisis 1997, our currency, actually I'm measuring it to US is just only 2.5.
Oh.
Now we are talking about 4. A lot of different, right? A lot of different. And also one of the technology like mobile phone, internet, all this actually to make the customer to be more accessible to the banking service, right? Even now you are saying all these multinational banks, basically they do need a lot of manpower because a lot of transactions either do from ATM can be performed through the mobile app, internet banking. So you can be seeing that basically this industry are in the transformation. So they do need a lot of this personal admin or these people working in the bank because everything can be digitalized. In fact, this trend has been continued, accelerated in the future. So then I can foresee what happened to this kind of industry, whereby then I also joined the academic industry. So it's also what we are finding that we are found out some personal weaknesses when we are in the bank, So we feel there is a need to be continued improvement, right? So that's why knowledge still is very important, no matter when is it, right, or where is it, right? So basically, I look at commercial and in our education industry can be what we are called can be combined. So that's why. So now I not only as a lecturer, I also basically provide some kind of corporate training, some kind of I also quite active in the kind of those trade association. Why I've been used to be a deputy chairman for Chinese Chamber of Commerce. In fact, on 30 we have a talk why in the Chinese Chamber of Commerce camp, whereby I'm the moderator for this anti-corruption kind of talk series. Okay.
So we have listened your education journey. Now can you tell us how do you organize and prioritize your work?
Okay, whenever you're talking about organize your work, there are two factors you need to be considered. Of course, first is about the time. Everything normally will be giving a due date.
Yeah.
So time, due date is one of the factors. Second, of course, what due date indicates the urgency, right? So second is of course important. Why normally important thing you may spend more time, more effort to do it. So basically this is a two factors. So you need to be, of course, whenever something is urgent, you need to be address it first because it's almost closing the car due date or something like important. Basically you may see why you cannot do everything. There are so many things. Why actually we have a limited kind of time as a personnel. You only have 24 hours per day. The maximum you can work maybe per day is about 10 hours, and 6 days per week. So sometimes you will need to be choosing those either urgent or those either is important. So you need to be getting done first. Right. So you are talking about priority. Yeah, that is a two main factor.
So can you share the best and worst experience that you can never forget?
Okay, I think of course the best experience is you achieve what you want to achieve. Right? Of course, either you are talking about in terms of career, or you are talking about in terms of pursuing the education. Why? When you are putting your hard work and you are able to realize something you have been looking forward to many years. Right? So that is something. But that is something drive you to continue to putting in more effort. It's a dream. Right? It's a dream for individual. It's a vision for any organization. Organization, why must have a vision. Nation must have a vision, which are continue to motivate you, continue to push you to be moving forward, no matter in whatever situation you are, whatever challenge you may be facing. Yeah.
So how about the worst experience?
Okay, worst experience is you find out that you still a lot of things you are not know.
Oh.
Why? You still have a lot of things you are not know. So let me share with you why just like whenever you are young, you are study, you may not take it seriously. But whenever you go to work, so during your student, you think you know everything. Whenever you go to work, you want to utilize the knowledge. You find out that actually you know very little. You get what I mean? So basically, that is also the advice I would like to be giving to the student is that since you have been investing in your education, coming here, why not you take it seriously? So you won't be regret in the future. So whenever you want to be, you need the knowledge. You find out that actually you have a chances to learn it during in the school, but you don't really do it. Why you not really take it seriously? That is a thing. But there's something everybody will have a thing to regret. Right?
Yeah, so, what is your advice for those who come to you and ask for your opinion on starting a business?
Okay, basically to start a business, there are two things you must be well versed in. Of course, first is about you understand the industry. So every industry is unique. Every industry are facing different kind of challenge. So of course, I'm teaching also the entrepreneurship. Why basically a proper kind of business plan will need to be prepared. Why is important to have a proper kind of business plan? Because whenever in the process of preparing all this business plan, you'll find out that you may not know a lot about the industry. Who is your competitor? May not be may not be what you think early, right? Before you go deep into find the information, or you are taking too easily, you are thinking too simple, right? Or you have some misconception, right? But whenever you think more deeply about the industry, you found out that whatever you are really what will be coming to face are tend to be much bigger, much complicated, and something beyond what you think you are expected, right? So that is the experience part. Right, that is about the industry part, right? So another thing is about, are you have been equipped with sufficient kind of knowledge, right, skill, right? The more important thing is, of course, it's an interpersonal skill, right? Whether you have a sufficient kind of networking, whether you really have a kind of contact, right, with the supplier, right, with your target customer, whether you're really able to convince your potential customer that they are attracted by the product. So it's about market segmentation, target market, it's about pricing, it's about networking, it's about business model, it's about business idea. That is a lot of things. Right? Your own experience, whether you could with the sufficient experience, and also you really understand the industry you're doing in. Right? So that I think is the two most important factor to be considered whenever it comes to start a business.
So what is your opinion on the franchise law? Like for the people who want to start a business, is it okay to start from the franchising?
Yeah, franchise will be the good business to venture in, especially whenever you are still not that skillful, right, in the business industry. Because normally franchise provide you an established brand. You're talking about Burger King, you're talking about Starbucks, you're talking about McDonald's, all this, right? Those who are not really good in doing marketing. So then save you a lot of time, right? And also reduce your risk significantly because already have an established kind of brand, right? The brand reputation have been there. Secondly, normally under the franchise, the franchisor tend to be very good in terms of marketing their product. Right? You can see every day you can see the McDonald's advertising. So that part, why how to draw the customer, that part, why you are no need to worry because company will do it. Why? So that's only why you need to learn is how to really manage your outlet. So why? Of course, franchising for reputable kind of franchising is never cheap. Why? It's a very expensive. You're talking about millions to get a franchise. Why? But it's a good kind of entry point for any entrepreneur because from there you're also able to learn. Why? And maybe later you may want to diversify to other business. At least you are equipped with some basic knowledge of how to manage operation, how you're going to be market your product, how going to be position your product, all these sorts of things. Right? So you can learn as a what we are called as a kind of jumping stone. Right? First start with the franchising. Maybe some of you don't know. Berjaya Group, Vincent Tan is start with the franchising McDonald's. Right? So he have been asking why he have been convincing the McDonald's for almost 10 years. Why before he get the franchising in Malaysia. So then through the franchising, he are able to expand the whole Berjaya Group and start to diversify to various kind of business venture. Right? Because of course we are talking about those days. Vincent Tan may be still very young. So why your McDonald's in Malaysia at least about 20 years, I'm not mistaken. I think can be more than that. Right? Vincent Tan is first really he are starting his empire from McDonald's. Yes.
So Starbucks also understands.
Yes. So there is something whereby you are talking about whenever you're already equipped with the kind of knowledge of this management, then other will be much more easy because managing the McDonald's and managing the Starbucks In fact, not much different because you have been the core competency you have been learned, or you have been build up your core competency, then other business why will be the same. Just like why with 7-Eleven is Berjaya Group, Cosway is a Berjaya Group, or is involving in the retail business, why and other is the same. Why it's about the diversification, either related or unrelated kind of diversification. Yeah, so, but you need somewhere to start from. Why? So that's why I'm saying that for the new startup entrepreneur who want to become an entrepreneur, yes, franchising may be a good option to kickstart your
if you have that fund, you can do that.
Okay, yeah, but I think not every franchising need you to have a franchising fees for 1 million. They can have some smaller one, definitely. Well, depend on what type this is. Okay.
What are the requirements or important elements to do before to start a business?
I think this is something like just I mentioned just now. Before start the business, make sure that you understand the industry. Start the business. Make sure that you have that kind of skill, knowledge to manage your business. It's a very challenging. Become an entrepreneur may not be what a lot of people are thinking. It's that easy. You start a business and automatic money coming in. May not be that simple. Why? But initially you tend to be facing a lot of challenge, obstacles, setback. Why? The most important thing is that you are not physically strong, but whether you are mentally strong. Mentally strong. So it's not physical. It's that how many times you afford to facing the kind of barriers. How many times you afford to be facing, whether you are mentally strong enough to bounce back and learn from what your previous mistake is.
But what if the leader he got that important element like what you say, but he don't have that charisma to lead the people. Like he got the knowledge, but he don't know how to lead the people, and he don't have the charisma to make all the people listen.
And this one will refer back to the type of leadership. We are talking about transformation leadership and transactional leadership. What is meant by transformation leadership? Of course, leader, you can be saying that you're holding certain senior position in the organization, you are a leader. Or you can be also another form of leader whereby you may not have a position power, but you still can be a leader in the informal group. So as I mentioned just now, if you depend on your personal kind of characteristic. In fact, the leadership, initial research on the leadership topic as part of the trait theory. Trait is being personal characteristic, whether that person possesses certain personal characteristic or not. As what I mentioned just now, success in the business is not because of you're physically strong. It's because of you're mentally strong. Okay, it's the people who are able to bounce back, learn from his mistake. Who are people whenever they are set, they are set the target, they are locked the target. You mean? So it's not follow up, but it's about follow through. It's not follow up, but it's follow through. What is being followed through? You have been set the target. Are you continue monitoring what you are doing? Are you make yourself nearer to what your target? That's what they are called follow through. So as your some personal characteristics are definitely critical. In order to become a successful entrepreneur, first of course is decisive, perseverant, and also another is about interpersonal skill, communication skill, and conceptual skill. What is meant by conceptual skill? You're able to predict what will happen in the future. Every industry will be changing. For sure, none of the industry will remain static. Every industry is changing, is evolving. So the conceptual skill is are you able to foresee what is happening on that industry 5 years from now, 10 years from now? That is called the conceptual skill. So a lot of businesses are failure. Because of their leader. You can be included a multinational company. unable to foresee the trend of the industry, what is happening in the industry. For example, we have a lot of companies which are doing very, very well, maybe 30 years ago. Why? First time we are using a handphone, it's a Motorola, then it's a Nokia. Right? It's really as a good product. You can throw the Nokia phone from the floor. They still can function. Why? It's right. So, but why? Where are they now? Where are Nokia now? Why? So, he used to be a leader in the industry. Right? They are earn a lot of profit. Right? But why he can't foresee the handphone industry will be changing? Right? The customer are demanding the handphone to be more functional, not only for outgoing call, not only for receiving incoming call, but you can be see now all the smartphone. Right? You can be search internet. Right? You can take photo. Right? You can using the ways for global positioning. Right? You can calculating everything. Right? Use as a calculator. You can be used as a recorder. You can use as a camera. What I try to be saying is that why they can't foresee the people are demanding some more complicated handphone rather than the Nokia phone, receiving call, sending make outgoing call. They still can fax, but maybe 50 character or 20 character. I can't remember. So that is what the leader in the organization was unable to prepare itself in order to facing the kind of changes in the industry. That's what we are called conceptual skill. Nobody can know. Now actually now we are talking about electrical car, EV. Why? You know why it happened to the Japanese automobile today? They are facing a big problem because they are believing future trend is in hybrid car. Hybrid is when the car can use for petrol, can use for electric. Why? So he invests all his resources in the R&D in hybrid. But one thing he can't foresee is the battery technology are advancing so rapidly. No, you don't need hybrid anymore. Fully electric. Why? Even now, I think another 2 or 3 years, you can see that the charge of the battery may be able to travel 1,000 km.
Wow.
And why you still need a hybrid? And someone charging the battery can be as fast as just you pump in the petrol. 1 minute, enough. The battery will be full, travel for 1,000 km. Why you need hybrid? You don't need hybrid. So that is what the wrong, based on the they have based on the wrong assumption. Why we can understand why he believed that hybrid is a future because why we can understand why he believed that hybrid is a future because he assumed that a lot of developing countries may not able to provide the kind of facility to support the full electrical car. It means that they don't have a charger, fast charger technology. They may not have all this kind of supporting because electric car you need a lot of investment. Like all the petrol stations will no more 10 years from now. All will be closed down to convert to charging center.
Even the developing country.
Yeah, I think even the developing country because the battery advancing, nobody are going to be using the hybrid. I'm not sure because we are talking about conceptual.
Yeah.
Why? So then he are lacking behind in terms of EV because he now the technology they have is meaning they have a car advantage in the hybrid. They don't have advantage in the EV. But now he can foresee that things are changing. It's not what they are assumed. Why? If the battery technology continue to break through, there will be no problem. The next leader in the automotive industry will be Europe, BMW, Volkswagen, Merce, right? They are
How
quite
about
well.
Tesla?
Tesla in the future, I don't think he will be number one. I don't think he will be number. He still will be one of the main players, but will not be number one. Surely. Why? Surely he won't be a number one. Why? Even you can be seeing maybe 10 years from now on the road, you won't see any Japanese car. Maybe yes, but very small. But now your travel in the outside in the road, I think you maybe see about 60% is Japanese car. Maybe 10 years later, you may see that 60% can be a electrical car from China. That can be a thing. Why? That is a conceptual skill important, extremely important. That is $1 million question. 10 years from now, how the handphone should be look like? What the handphone can do? Now the CEO are thinking, 10 years from now, what the handphone can do? Right? What the handphone will look like? Are you still need a physical handphone? Or you maybe just plant the chip inside your palm? Everything is right, everything is handphone. Why you just open up the handphone, screen will be coming up. Nobody knows. Well, this is technology. This is possible because you are talking about 3D, three-dimension kind of photo. You are talking about 6G. 10 years from now, you are talking about 6G. Right? Nobody are thinking that driverless car can be. Now, actually, with the 5G, nobody need to. Next time, maybe 10 years from now, nobody need to take a driving license. It's not necessary to have a driving license.
Yeah.
You get what I mean or not?
Yeah.
Right? So that kind of thing.
Okay. So, moving forward, we are into digitalization, like what you say. So, can you suggest examples for the business management software that can be used by graduates in the future?
Okay, about the software are definitely changing rapidly. So I do teaching also some subject of management information system. They are very, very different from what I learned 20 years ago.
So you also learning?
No, I mean, last time when I do the ICS professional course, they do have a sub-module called management information system.
Okay.
What we are learning, you need to have the hardware, the bit, why all this kind of software, why basically it's very, very different from now. In fact, management information system is something you need to be stay abreast with the industry. Whatever in the book may not be no more than 2 years from now. Whatever you learn from the management information system may not be relevant anymore from 2 years from now. Why? So you're talking about the hardware. Hardware are changing. Last time we are talking about processor. While we are talking about the RAM, while we are talking about the speed, while last time don't have such thing as app.
Yeah.
You don't have such thing as app. You don't have such thing as cloud. Right? So all these things, why of course we are talking about digitalization. Yes, everything are going to be digitalized. That is for sure. Why this is definitely a trend. Why? Because the microprocessor become more and more powerful. Now we are talking about 3 nanometer microprocessor. Why TSMC is only can produce a 3 nanometer microprocessor. It's almost close to the maximum already. Now it's developing another type of technology, even to produce this more powerful kind of microprocessor. So that's why you can see the Apple handphone last time 2000 already they see very expensive. One handphone is 2000. Now you're talking about 5,000. The latest model 5,000. Or even the microprocessor become more powerful, maybe 10,000 one handphone. Possible? Why? That is possible, right? Because of it's become more powerful. And the handphone is not only for you not only can do whatever now you are doing now. Why? In fact, you can use it to drive your car also, okay?
Wow.
But that is possible. That is everything, this kind of thing is possible. So what we are talking about digitalization, one way to learn the digitalization, why? It's basically stay abreast of later development in that and continue to learn. So you are talking about the software. The most important software may be ERP, Enterprise Resources Management. Help you to manage your resources. It's an integrated kind of software. Connect everything in your enterprise. You can monitor your enterprise in terms of activity.
you.